Our linkage to the sea, which is the Indian Ocean, our shortest route is Mombasa. The other alternative we have is through Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, which is the longer route. M-Pesa, KCB, those ones affect us directly. We have Kenya KCB branches in Uganda, Rwanda. But I would rather send my goods through Dar es Salaam. They reach after a longer time than risking and passing my own goods through Kenya, where I know I'm going to lose everything.
Hi guys, welcome to this channel. My name is Price and I'm back with your favorite analyst on Kenyan issues. You want us not talk about your politics. I used to talk about them with my Ghanaian sister and then you said we know nothing. So today I have my friend who is going to be talking to us about, introduce yourself and then I will tell you what I'm going to talk about.
Greetings, this is Julius. I'm back on It's Price Show.
Alright, so we made a video and we said we will not be talking about Kenyan politics anymore.
Yes.
But they recently demonstrated. So my question to you is, do you think that the demonstrations that we usually do in Uganda, South Africa and other countries, do you think the demonstrations are necessary or not?
The question is yes and no. Okay, my answer should be in a yes and a no situation or scenario. Demonstrations are a given as per almost all the constitutions of each country across the world. And for the case of Kenya, of course, we can't avoid talking about your politics. Let me give the reasons as why we shall talk about your politics, whether you want it or not.
Even when they don't like it.
Even when you don't like it. But we shall not enter inside your politics. But at the end of the day, your politics, your demonstrations are affecting us directly and indirectly. Especially, you see, our linkage to the sea, which is the Indian Ocean, our shortest route is Mombasa. The other alternative we have is through Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, which is the longer route. So you see, once you demonstrate, you people, we are affected. Our goods are passed through Kenya, so we are affected. So that's why you cannot really keep quiet with your demonstrations. If you are talking about demonstrations, tomorrow you're saying that you're going to have a month of all demonstrations. So that will be the biggest demonstration we're expecting. So surely, allow us to talk about your politics because you're affecting us. You're affecting us. Even Raila, I think it was either on Wednesday or Thursday, he said that Kenyans should boycott KCB, should boycott M-Pesa, should boycott the Star newspaper. Yes, as you boycott, maybe the only thing that might not affect us is the Star newspaper. But M-Pesa, KCB, those ones affect us directly. We have Kenya KCB branches in Uganda, Rwanda, Congo, Southern Sudan. So, and headquarters of KCB are in Kenya, in Nairobi. So surely.
You have an account with KCB?
Yes, may have an account. So I'm affected as a customer if you demonstrate tomorrow. We are not telling you not to demonstrate, but please demonstrate responsibly.
What's the responsible way?
The responsible way is surely to make sure that however much you have your own grievances, you shouldn't be affecting your economy. Okay, before even I leave that point, so surely, if you're a leader and you're the same leader who is telling your followers or your citizens to boycott one of the biggest investments the Kenyan government has ever made, and you also affecting your own self,
even more affecting bigger problem.
You are even there's even a bigger problem you're going to cause. You are talking about the high cost of living. So if you're talking about the high cost of living and you're bringing in boycott of the biggest investments Kenyan has ever made, I'm talking about the KCB, I'm talking about Safaricom, We know the introduction of mobile money in the whole world came as a result of Safaricom, the M-Pesa. So if you're saying that all those things should be boycotted and revenues are going to lower down, definitely when that cost of living you are talking about is going to increase again. You get it? So us as Ugandans, your brothers and sisters, we are concerned. You are affecting our access to the sea, and yet at the end of the day we are paying you money. We don't pass via Mombasa port for free. It's not a free service you are offering us. We are paying you money. So if we are paying you money, we are not getting what we are supposed to get. Surely, we have to talk about your politics till you put your house in order. We want you to put your house in order. Tell you that you also have your problems there in Uganda. Exactly. Even your house also. Our house is not in order. That's why I'm saying that the Kenyan demonstrations and Uganda demonstrations are more or less the same. You get it? The whole thing I'm trying to talk about is, if you can put country first, then you should know that when you're encouraging people to boycott, you are affecting the whole country. First, put your emotions and egos on the side. See how best you can solve your problem. Maybe in this case you're talking to the two people, Ruto and Raila, who have influence on their people. If they put their ego aside. Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. I know it might be hard if they are looking at themselves as individuals. But if they look at themselves as a country, as Kenya, and one thing I should also remind everyone is, these countries were there before us, they will be there after us. So even if we want to be leaders in our countries, I think we should also try to know that we need to be leaders of prospering countries, of countries which are moving ahead, not countries which are going backwards. Talk about people just following, like they say boycott Safaricom, then you also boycott. Yeah, I think at the end of the day, it's entirely manipulation, really. You can manipulate people, politicians. I'm using my Safaricom, it's my personal, I have there my money, I use it. Then a person says boycott, then you also boycott. Like, why are they just following? You're going to boycott? That's why I'm saying that it's political manipulation. You know, these politicians have learned a lot. They've learned our pattern. They know that anything they say, we shall follow minus even doing research. So, and that's why, of course, you see, like, at the end of the day, we're talking about the Kenyan politics, and we shall not beat around the bush. In Kenya, I'm an active Twitter follower, I'm an active Twitter user. I always follow Twitter. You know, most of Kenyans are always saying that the arms of government, because you see, like me, if I am to talk about the arms of government in Uganda, I know we have the executive, which is where the president lies, the judiciary, you know, parliament for oversight. You get it? But Kenyans, they tell you point blank that the four arms of government in Kenya. Raila? The first one is Raila, then they have the executive, they have, you know. So if you can take a person to be an arm of government, then you're making that person to be like a demigod. And you know, they have told us, don't talk about Raila if you want your channel, this, stop politics, you don't know anything. But today, we are not living in a stone unturned. We have to talk about Kenyan politics. And as long as we talk about Kenyan politics, we shall talk about Raila. Raila, yeah. We know we shall talk about Raila, we shall talk about Ruto, you know, because those are the people who are causing this kind of friction which is happening. And here, Kenyans, you should listen to us carefully. We are not stopping you from demonstrating in support of Raila, or stopping you from demonstrating in support of the sitting president, who is Ruto. All we are telling you is, are the decisions you are taking in these demonstrations really necessary? Like especially the boycott. You're telling your own citizens to boycott
their
own products. And remember, even these same products, you have your brothers and sisters who are working there as employees. Employees, employers, everything in all way, even this agent, banking, everything. You're boycotting your own product, you're going to lose. Just know that. You lose your own money, you lose our money from the neighboring countries. Because you see now, if I have an international transfer I'm supposed to make tomorrow, I'm not going to do it. Because I'm not so sure whether, because some of these international transfers are finalized at the headquarters. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to try and use another bank. You see, the other thing is with Ugandans, we always have more than one bank account, we have more than one telephone number. So tomorrow, I will not use KCB if I have an international transfer to make. I'll use the alternative bank. So it's losing. Kenyans are losing. Actually, me, I'm not losing. The only thing that where I'm going to be affected much is the port of Mombasa. But with the Kenyan bank, then again Safaricom, I'm not so much affected because I have alternatives to use. I'm talking as a Ugandan, but as a Kenyan, you have a lot to lose. For you, I don't even have that alternative because all the banks will be closed. Everything will be on standstill. So all we are trying to tell you is there a better way you can solve with your personal problems? Is there a better way you can do something and get a solution minus demonstrating, minus shutting down your economy? This is your economy you are shutting, which is indirectly also affecting us. Because you see, Dar es Salaam port is very far, but I would rather send my goods through Dar es Salaam. They reach after a longer time than risking and passing my own goods through Kenya, where I know I'm going to lose everything. You get it? So that's why I'm telling you, advising you. Yes, we can't enter so much internal in your politics. We don't know how you even ended up reaching where you are right now. All we are saying, can you try and address your grievances in a brother and a sisterly way by sitting down? I know people
are putting the nation first, because if you're doing like this, you're not putting the nation first.
Yes, and I know especially people will say that it's hard. There's nothing hard. As long as you put your egos on the side, everything is possible. So try as much as possible, see how best you can sit down, talk about your problems, talk about, even if it means power sharing, really, you do the power sharing and forget about all these things. Because you cannot eat everything and finish. But if it means power sharing and you solve the Kenyan problems, because Kenyans have got more problems than even fighting for those seats you are fighting for. You still have the Pokot problem, or the bandits. You know, the economies across the world, Kenya inclusive, are doing badly. So you need to be sitting and looking for answers to your questions, the answers to your problems, than fighting to be in power. It's a given by your constitution, by our constitution. By the way, I'm also standing in Uganda anytime from now, so don't think that I'm talking about politics to please you. I also have the right to stand in Uganda, and I might end up standing. Don't be laughing here. So I'm also in the same capacity as Laila. I also planning to stand because the constitution allows me. I have the age, I have everything needed to stand as a citizen. Jokes aside, really look for a better way of solving this problem than these demonstrations you're encouraging to be done on every Monday till further notice.
How sustainable is this?
I'm sure it is not sustainable, because at the end of the day, the government might try to use force, the opposition might try to use force, and you know the repercussions are not good. All we are saying, we are praying for you as you look for a solution. please, we are also affected. That's why we had stopped talking about Kenyan politics, but now we are back because we are being affected. We are affected, so we cannot run away. If you can solve your problems, we shall not talk about the Kenyan politics. But as long as we are being affected directly, indirectly, especially through Mombasa, we shall not keep quiet. Or else, if you get the Tanzanian route and we can, I know it is so far, but I would rather use the Tanzanian route. But at the end of the day, you're also losing out. If we look for an alternative route, Kenya is losing out. So please, our Kenyan brothers and sisters, you know, we are the same people, especially these people of Kisumu. Before these funny things of demarcating borders, by the way, the Ghanaian protectorate was reaching as far as Kisumu. So they just cut off this side up to Busia to put it on the Kenyan side. So we are still the same people. So let's first forget about the politics and really try to do the right thing that will propel the East African community. Because you see, Kenya is a powerhouse in Africa. It's actually the 6th largest economy in Africa, the 1st largest in East Africa, and we would want you people to remain in that position than spoiling it. So
it will be better, be number one.
Exactly. So we pray for you. We hope you get a solution to your political problem.
Alright, thank you so much. And that was our analyst. You already warned me, don't say things, you say reckless statements, and then, you know, better to bring an informed person. And today I brought him to talk about that issue. We have to talk about your politics. You already mentioned why, and I hope we didn't hurt anybody. We will be following in the comment section, and if anything, he will be back to answer back to you. So thank you so much for watching up to the end, and if you haven't subscribed, please kindly subscribe to this channel. And we say bye, or you have something else?
Bye bye.
All right, bye bye.